Hello, this is Dr. Will Austin, and I am teaching you scaling at an accident scene. What you have in front of you is an actual image taken by a drone. This is not Pix4D, this is the picture itself. It's a little bit more clear, and I'm trying to give you a visual representation of what we're going to try to do. What we're going to attempt to do in the final class of the course is to take this pre-shot drone footage from an accident scene, or a simulated accident scene in this case, and we are going to take it from the level of a picture, combine multiple pictures through photogrammetry in Pix4D, and scale this. In other words, this picture here is a visual representation of an actual simulated accident scene. It has two yellow tape measures, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ground control points that have been randomly placed but measured. So let me give you a sense. How we'll scale this in Pix4D is we need to know what the length here of the tape measure is and what the length here of this tape measure is. And those will be the scales that we will create. So for instance, if you follow, we set this tape measure down, so we know that this from yellow to the end of the yellow before you go into the casing that holds the tape measure is laid out at 8 feet. The second scale that we have, this tape measure closer to the cars, which we'll call scale 2 when we're doing this, is 12 feet in length. So by knowing those exact parameters, we can scale and create an accurate reconstruction of this accident that can be measured and manipulated later by law enforcement or insurance companies or lawyers for a jury, for instance. All right, but what this is going to do is create an accurate scale in our in our orthomosaic that we are creating for whatever it is after the accident. Other helpful measures to know, and I'll send these to you in a picture of an Excel spreadsheet, are these distances between the ground control points that we've laid down. As we talked, there can be permanent ground control points, in which case the GPS satellite, you would know the longitude and latitude. That's not the case here. And what we're interested here is creating this image to scale, not necessarily placing it on a map accurately on a global positioning system. At least not for this level of accident, which, as you can see, would be a minor fender bender of these two automobiles. So assume no fatalities. So again, this is a perfectly acceptable method, and this flight took 4 minutes to do at the college. So rather quick to clean up an accident if you think about it. So these are the other measurements from number 5 GCP to number 1, and basically we go between. This is why it's color coordinated: black, black, white, white, and has a nice number. We go in the direct center of this image to the direct center here, and we know that that is 11 feet in length from here to here. Then we look at from the center of ground control point 1 to ground control point 4, and we know that's 17 feet. That's been measured out by people on the ground, and you would have to do this. So while you wouldn't do it while the drone was flying, because you wouldn't want people in the image distorting it, but you would do it before or after. Probably before, because, you know, as the wind blows, these things kind of blow too. So just keep that in mind, especially laying on concrete. So between 1 and 4 is 17 feet. Between 4 to GCP 3, so between these center points, straight line, this would be 15.25 feet. Between 3 and 2 here, the length would be 13.5 feet. Between the direct straight line length between the center of 2 and the center of 7 GCP would be 10.5 feet. Between 7 and 8, the two center points, that would be 9.75 feet. And between 8 and 5 would be 12 feet. By knowing all of these measurements, we will be able to go into Pix4D and scale this accident scene so that we would have a geometrically correct final orthomosaic, and that is our goal here. That's always the goal with photogrammetry, to make it as accurate as possible. So this is a way to take drone footage, which you know there'll be error in because we've covered it in class, and make it accurate. This ends video 1, the explanation video of what we are trying to do and the measurements. I will see you in the next video in Pix 4D.